Hello everyone, welcome back to Roll. So if you saw the previous Roll episode, that was Roll number 94, we did a 5 dice strategy utilizing a center die that has a previous times 10 roll multiplier and a couple of voids on it. Now we didn't get to 4 voids, which is what I wanted, but we did get to times 99 multipliers on 2 of the die, and we got to basically every scoring passive you could possibly imagine. But I was curious as to how that score compared to if we instead had taken the numeric bonus where you get 10 and 50 times multipliers for only having numeric values and all non-numeric faces don't do anything. So right now I'm going to attempt pretty much the same build, but when we get to 4 dice or so, rather than trying to build with voids and a times 10 multiplier, we're going to hunt down the numeric numbers only bonus rather, and see how our score compares at the end. Because I think yesterday, or the previous episode rather, we ended up on roughly, I think, E19, like 2.10 to E19, there or thereabouts. So first of all, as ever, we're going to build up to a 97, because 97 is the largest prime number. Big lack of rerollers here. That's no fun. Last time I had basically the whole thing set to 2x reroller. There is one of them. So we're going to build this up to a 97, get some rerollers set up on it if possible. And then once that's done, we will start hunting down a set all faces for the 97s, getting 97 on all the other dice, and then looking for those passives that we want and need. So I'll cut to when we're a little bit further down the line. Alrighty, we've got our 97. We've only got 2 of our faces on a 2 times reroller, so we're just going to go straight on to our next tier of shop, and we'll worry about getting more universal rerolling later on. So we've upgraded, we refresh so we can see all of those upgrades. We're going to go straight to the second tier of shop, or the second upgrade, the third tier as I call it. And then from here we're going to look for some universal rerollers and a 4x multiplier. There's the 4x we want. We will stick that on our 97. And we'll set that whole die to reroll twice. And that's going to help with our early scoring. Now, we want to get 97 onto the other dice. Last time I built up those 97s using the other numbers, but what I might do here is just accelerate a bit and use the swap faces to pull 97s off of the center die. So right here, unless we just look for universal rerollers for the other sides, I don't think we need too much off of this tier of shop. I'll do some light browsing. Pick up one of these while we're looking at it. Because our rerolls right now are relatively cheap. Right, let's upgrade. Now we are at the tier where passives will start to show up, which is good. There's another 6 times reroll in duplicate. Stick that over there. I'll take a 5x. We will stick that just here for now. Now, we don't want to purchase any more dice because we want to stop on 5 dice, and we can do that by only getting 4 shop upgrades. 4 more dice plus the one we started with makes 5. And immediately we see some of the passives that are going to help us out here. So fewer than 6 dice, of course we're capping out at 5 dice, 300% more value. We'll grab just 1 or 2 of these early scoring passives. And then the rest we'll hold off on for a little while. Because what we don't want to do is take every scoring passive too early, resulting in us inflating the score too quickly, because the higher we score, the higher the shop prices get. So with that done, what else do we need? We need to make all 97s on this die, and we want rerolls and triplicate everywhere else. We want a 10x on this die somewhere, because that will become all 97s as soon as we get a settled die faces. We want to move those 97s off, but until we get a settled die faces, we can't utilize that, but there it is. So we can make all of these 97. We'll take this 10x, stick that on here. Now we're looking for move die faces. We can steal this 97, put it there, set that 97 to be all 97s over here. Then we will take Scavenger. That will give us an extra reroll every 33 rolls. An extra shop refresh every 33 rolls, rather. Just try and use clear nomenclature. Now we're looking to move another 97 off at our next convenience. I'll take reroll in triplicate. So that's times 3, that's times 3, this is times 2, so we'll set that to times 3. And now we can start thinking about adding glue to the ones that have times 3 multipliers on and have a 10x multiplier, triple rerolls and a 10x multiplier somewhere. Now we're not going to get voids, because whilst the voids might work, I don't think they're intended to work. If we're going to take the all numeric faces work, all non-numeric faces don't do anything. So as much as I hunted for voids last time, we're going to skip them over here. Now this side is also re-rolling in triplicate. We will take a 10x, and I'm just going to stick it on that center die just for consistency's sake when doing upgrades later. Don't need any of this stuff. There's a move face, so we can harvest another 97 from here over to there. We just need to do that twice more, basically. We can settle die faces on that left hand side die, so they're all 97s as well now. We can move another one up to here. And here's our first numeric bonus. So this is what we're taking instead of doing the method we did last time. The value of all numeric faces will be multiplied by 10. So let's pick that up now. We'll grab another glue. We'll stick that one there. Then the rest of this we don't need. Rest of this we don't need. I think we do need another glue. And we've immediately shot our score up to a much, much higher number. So we've got glue, we need glue here. So now that we have so much score, when we refresh once more, everything in the shop is going to get much more expensive. So let's take a doubles bonus whilst we're staring at it. The rest of this is stuff we don't need. There's another 10x. You've got 10, you've got 10. Okay, everyone has 10, so we don't need that right now. No weights, an extra 200%, but we're going to hold off on that because we don't need the extra scoring right now. We actually have 97s everywhere that we need them. So what I'm going to look for is a 6 times reroll in triplicate. Actually, while I've got a move face here, I'm going to upgrade to get our last die, then move a 97 to here, put a 10x on that, glue that down. We need one more glue. We need a 6 times rerollers. So there's a glue for the center. There's fewer than 6 dice, get an extra 500% score. We'll grab that. We need to set all dice down here to 97, and then we need to do the same for the middle and the top die. Rest of this is all stuff we don't need. Then we'll be working with our Yahtzee, but we need to get some Yahtzee bonuses to get any benefit from that. So we now have all 97s always. And there's the combined face multipliers. This is one of the passives that we wanted to find, and we wanted to find it early, which we have, which is wonderful. So this is rerolling in triplicate, that's rerolling in triplicate, that's rerolling in triplicate, that's rerolling in triplicate. So we can do it down here. We lose the glue, which is fine. We'll find more glue. We've got the reroll, we've got set faces, there's the glue. So now each die has all 97s. It's always going to reroll 3 times. And we have a die in the center that has glue and a 10x multiplier on it. So our next goal is to start increasing that multiplier to as close as 99 as we can get, and to then pick up bonuses to our score by collecting passives along the way. So prime numbers worth 500% more. Absolutely, we'll grab that. There's another 10x, stick that there. And I think what I might try and do this time is, rather than trying to get one of our dice to 99, I'm going to try and get all of the dice to 20, and then all to 30, and then all to 40, and so on. Because I think that will stop us having quite as large jumps in scoring, keeping things relatively cheaper for longer. So let's grab this run multiplier. We don't need it, but to get it out of the pool is going to be useful. There's another 5x, so that's at 20 now. Numbers less than 13 are worth 500% more. Doesn't do anything for us, but we'll get it out of the pool. There is Yahtzee's worth an extra 1000%. And prime numbers worth an extra 300%. So now our scoring has increased considerably. And I'm just wondering at this point if, rather than taking all the passives as we see them, we should focus on getting the multipliers increased now while things aren't grossly expensive. But, you know, obviously things are just going to get more and more expensive, aren't they? And we're seeing a real lack of multipliers up here. There's that one at 20. So I'm just going to ignore passives for a little while in hunt of multipliers instead. See how this works out. Because right now, our cost of shop refreshes is not too much relative to our total score. And then eventually, hopefully, we'll get all of these to 99. And that will do us a lot of good in the long run. Yeah, now our shop refreshers have gone from 7 million apiece to 37 million apiece, which is rough. But hopefully we can just keep finding multipliers as we go. And so really, if each one needs 10 lots of 10, then we just need to find 50 of these would be ideal. I don't think we will find 50 of those. We're going to have to do it out of smaller numbers along the way, but that's fine. If we can get anywhere close to all 5 of them having a times 99 on them, I'll be pretty grateful. There's numeric bonus times 50. That's going to be really big, but I'm not going to pick it up yet because that's going to inflate our scoring, which will impact how much everything costs. You've heard me express this multiple times now. And it doesn't have to be a perfect growth on who gets what, just so long as it's roughly even. But it's going up reasonably quickly, I'd think. And then once we've got all of this stuff, we can then start thinking about picking up all the passives, because I think overall the passives are going to have a greater impact on our overall score growth than these multipliers are. So getting these multipliers while they're cheaper is going to be easier for us. So that's at 40. Another 2x. So we've got 40 there, 40 here, 39, 40. We're about halfway there on most of these dice. The one on the right here was a plus 10, not a plus 10x. Important to see the difference, otherwise we would accidentally set one of our dice to be worth 99, which would not be ideal. And these refreshers getting quite expensive now. But soon, if it does get too expensive for us, we can just pick up a couple more passives as we grow. What we don't get to do, let's pick up no 99s 200% more. That'll tide us over for a little bit. What we don't get to do is build a die that gives us more shop refreshes for free. That's not something we can accommodate in the few dice that we have here. And as long as it's only a couple of rolls per refresh, it's not too bad. We don't have any buy one get ones at the moment, so we're not benefiting from buying the more expensive thing first specifically. But we're above 50 on each die now. Obviously the cap is 99. There's another 5x. And so we're just going to be here for a minute really, just trying to get all these to 99. Might buy a passive or two along the way to help. This will be the last big passive we get, I think. That's going to have the biggest overall impact on what we're doing here. Let's take Yahtzee bonuses for 500% more. That will give us some good scoring in the meantime. Another 10x, you love to see it. If they could just all be plus 10x's, I'd be really happy. Do 55 as the lowest number. And down in that lower right corner there in the shop, there is double highest dice. Let's pick that up. Basically feels like we're rolling 6 die rather than 5. We definitely don't want this. This would increase the numbers on all our dice and mean that our 97s become 99s, and that would be a bad thing because then we don't get the prime bonus or the no 99s bonus. $10x more for 61. We'll pick up factor 18 quantity multiplier now. This takes the number 18, divides it by the number of dice we have, and then gives us a multiplier rounded to the nearest whole number. So if we have 5 dice, our score will be multiplied by 3. So we'll pick that up. That also gives us 2 free shop refreshes because we have Passive Hunter. That gets another 20 times multipliers for us. Gets us up into the 70s all over, I think. And there is the buy one get one I was speaking of. So if we buy that, when we buy this for 19.2 billion, something that costs less than that will be rendered at the cost of 1. But of course, we don't want to buy more dice. Let's grab no 99s plus 100%, as well as rerolled numbers get an extra 100%. That'll give us some more breathing room as we keep up our hunt trying to get everything to 99x. Not too much more needed now. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, we have BOGO, so we find the most expensive one first. 20 and 1, 20 and 2, 20 and 4. So we grab that. Then that made this one free, which is lovely. I say free, the cost of 1 is negligible. Grab this as well, and we're getting close to those 99s that we want. We'll take single set of a kind bonus here. We have 1 Yahtzee always, so that Yahtzee will be worth 500% more. There's another 10x. Let's see. $5x more. Now, we want to try and get them to as close to round numbers as possible, rather than spending the extra to get from, say, 95 to 99. Buying a 10x to do that is not really worth it. So let's get them all as close to their respective 9s as possible. There's a couple of 88s there, that's pretty good going. There's a 90, so a plus 10 on that will be just fine. And this strategy has worked out pretty well, I would say. I'll take single set of a kind for another 300% bonus. There's a 10x, that's beautiful. Right, let's just Get you to 99, then we can stop worrying about one die. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. That's that one at 99. Let's get that one to 90. There's top 3. We'll pick this up. So our highest score, our 3 highest scoring dice will have their results multiplied by 10, and all other dice will have their result cut in half. Neither effect applies to wilds or dice with multiply the entire roll. So 3 of our dice will be worth times 10. So that means those 3 dice are effectively worth 30 dice. And then the other 2 dice are worth half a die, which means that we have effectively 31 dice instead of 5 dice. That's going to be a very large increase in our scoring. We'll add previous roll to rerolls as well. So that's going to make things quite expensive, relatively, but it's going to be okay. So we've got 99, 99, 88. Let's put a 5 here. We can put another 5 up there when we find one. There's a 10x, that's fine by me. So that's 98 now. If you find a 2x, we can stick those on there to round those out, or a 4x is pretty good going. It's one of the smaller numbers we can find. So there's the 50x multiplier. That's the really big one. I think we can probably invest in that now. The last few additions to our multipliers will be considerably more expensive, but we're so close to 99s all round, we don't need many of them. There's a 5x. So we can stick that right here. That's times 99. Then we just need any multiplier increase now. There's a 5x. Stick that there. So now all of our glued faces, I believe, are glued, re-rolling 3 times, and have 99 multipliers on them. So at this point, it's just a case of purchasing as many passives as we can find that increase our total capacity for scoring. Then any non-numeric faces don't do anything because we have the numeric face only bonus. And it doesn't look like we're generating score nearly as well as we were last time. I don't know what passives we are currently missing, but we will keep re-rolling to try and find out as we go. And we have got up to E16. We don't need re-roll in triplicate because we're already re-rolling all of our dice in triplicate. Don't need doubles bonus because we always roll exactly 1 Yahtzee. No weights, 200% more is a great one. Otherwise, we've done basically as much as we can, apart from purchasing any particular passive that we find. Obviously, we could try and put multipliers onto all the other faces, but I think the cost outweighs the benefit in that particular instance. But I don't think this is going to play out more successfully than the previous version. Even with times 99 universally all over. At least over the ones that are glued. an interesting experiment nonetheless. Nice to take something that you just kind of have an inkling towards and justify it with experiment. Non-standard multiples we definitely don't need because every face that we have is a standard 97. We don't have any weights. We have no weights bonuses, but we don't want to weigh down any of our faces just for the other bonuses. But unless we find some particularly good bonuses soon, it'll get to the point where rolling for the cost of the bonus isn't going to be worth spending the remaining rolls that we have. So unless anything else changes, I think we're going to probably end, maybe, if we're lucky, in the mid E18s at the maximum. Possibly not even that high. Looking at how quickly or how slowly we're climbing up on this particular digit. Numbers less than 13 plus 1000% doesn't do anything for us when all of our dice are 19s. Thank goodness for Scavenger giving us the extra reroll every 33 rolls, otherwise we wouldn't be able to afford to roll through any of this. But yeah, seems like we've got all the passives we could want. Doesn't feel like a lot, but then I haven't really bought any. I haven't bought many in excess just to get them out of the pool. No numbers divisible by 2, so no point in taking a bonus for numbers divisible by 2. Last couple of refreshes. I wonder. Yeah, it's just occurred to me that I should have taken reroll in triplicate, because if I roll this die first and it's glued, it doesn't have any reason to re-roll itself. There's nothing telling it to roll again. That is a massive oversight on my part. It's a bit of a late realization for it now, and I don't suppose it would have had a huge impact on scoring, but it certainly would have had an impact on scoring. Because there's always, like, an instance like this, the very first time there is a Yahtzee, but the second, third and fourth rolls on the other dice are not Yahtzees because only 4 dice are rolled. Because dice that aren't re-rolled aren't included in the future calculations. So you can see the top roll here is 4 zeros, 9, 2, 3, 7, 1, 5, 2, 7. Whereas the bottom ones are 4 zeros, 8, 8, 0, 1, 7, 3, 0. I think they're a digit smaller. They're 1 order of 10 smaller than the top roll, which would make sense because the Yahtzee bonus is 1000% more. So, I don't think this was as good as the previous method, but certainly that late realization probably would have had a reasonable impact on our score. But in any case, thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.